I may be surrounded by insanity, but I am not insane. Crazy! Not crazy.
Rita! Rita! Where are you? Where are you?
Help me, Mike. Help me, Mike. Help me, Mike. Help me, Mike. Help me. Help me.
It's the same dream, night after night. I'm searching for Rita in the dark world, but something unspeakable starts chasing me. I never make it back through the portal in time. It's been more than a year since I foiled the Ancient's plans to grow an alien embryo in my brain, and still the dark world haunts me. Rita's murder is just the latest reminder that no place is safe from the darkness. Not even my hometown. Come in. The door's open.
Your mother let me in, Dawson. I had some more questions to ask you about the murder.
Didn't we go all over this before?
Yes, but that was last week, and you left out a lot. The witnesses said you and Rita left the banquet together. What happened when you two were alone?
Look, I don't remember being alone with Rita that night. I don't remember anything. I must have gotten drunk.
Is that so? Well, people said they heard you two arguing outside the school building.
Am I a suspect, Sheriff?
Now, we have to look at everybody, Dawson, especially everyone who was close to Rita.
Rita and I didn't really see each other much since I moved back home.
But just how much contact did you have with her?
Look, we only saw each other a few times.
I see. Were you having a relationship?
We weren't intimate, if that's what you're getting at.
I see.
I asked her out a few times, but she was always too busy with the library and stuff.
What sort of stuff?
She always had excuses for not going out with me.
What kinds of excuses?
She had some kind of reading group she always went to.
And did you ever attend one of these reading group meetings?
No. I don't like being around other people these days.
So, you were always trying to get alone with her.
I'm getting a headache, Sheriff. Can we put this off until later?
All right, Dawson, but stick around town. The feds will want to talk to you when they get here.
Feds? You mean the FBI?
That's right. I don't much like the idea of them trampling over my turf, but the mayor wants me to bring them in.
What's Mayor Fleming's interest in Rita's murder?
He wants this case solved quickly with the election coming up and all. Seems he has some friends at the Bureau, and believe me, they won't go easy on you.
I wish I had something to tell you, Sheriff. I really do.
Well, if you remember anything, see me down at the station. But your memory had better return by today, or things won't look good for you.
Come in. The door's open.
Your mother let me in, Dawson. I had some more questions to ask you about the murder.
Things to do in the cemetery.
Didn't we go all over this before?
Yes, but that was...
Look, I don't remember being alone.
Is that...
Look, Sheriff, I'm going to be late for my doctor.
I know.
I wish I had something to tell you, Sheriff.
Well, if you remember anything, see me down at the...
Rita! Where are you?
Help me, Mike. Help me, Mike. Help me.
It's the same dream, night after night. I'm searching for Rita in the dark world, but something unspeakable starts chasing me. I never make it back through the portal in time. It's been more than a year since I foiled the Ancient's plans to grow an alien embryo in my brain, and still the dark world haunts me. Rita's murder is just the latest reminder that no place is safe from the darkness. Not even my hometown. Come in. The door's open.
Your mother let me in, Dawson. I had some more questions to ask you about the murder.
Didn't we go all over this before?
Yes, but that was last week, and you left out a lot. The witnesses said you and Rita left the banquet together. What happened when you two were alone?
Last week? It seems like yesterday.
You seem to be a little out of it, Dawson. Doesn't sound like those psychiatric sessions are helping you much.
Look, I don't remember being alone with Rita that night. I don't remember anything. I must have gotten drunk.
Is that so? People said they heard you two arguing outside the school building.
Am I a suspect, Sheriff?
And we have to look at everybody, Dawson. Especially everyone who was close to Rita.
Look, we only saw each other a few times.
I see. Were you having a relationship?
I asked her out a few times, but she was always too busy with the library and stuff.
What sort of stuff?
She always had, I don't know, stuff to do.
That's not an answer.
She had some kind of reading group she always went to.
And did you ever attend one of these reading group meetings?
No, I don't like being around other people these days.
So, you were always trying to get alone with her.
We weren't intimate, if that's what you're getting at.
I see.
Well, I sort of wanted to have a relationship, but Rita didn't.
And that's why you killed her.
You don't really think I killed her, do you?
I think that memory lapse of yours is very suspicious.
Look, Sheriff, I cared about Rita. I want to find out who killed her as much as you do.
Oh, just how much did you care for Rita?
We weren't intimate, if that's what you're getting at.
I see.
I'm getting a headache, Sheriff. Can we put this off until later?
All right, Dawson, but stick around town. The feds will want to talk to you when they get here.
Feds? You mean the FBI?
That's right. I don't much like the idea of them trampling over my turf, but the mayor wants me to bring them in.
What's Mayor Fleming's interest in Rita's murder?
He wants this case solved quickly with the election coming up and all. Seems he has some friends at the Bureau, and believe me, they won't go easy on you.
I wish I had something to tell you, Sheriff. I really do.
Well, if you remember anything, see me down at the station. But your memory had better return by today, or things won't look good for you.
Probably the last person on the block to have a black and white set. I'm probably the last person on the reception stinks in here. All I'd get is snow. I won this fencing trophy during high school. It's been a long time since I've done any fencing. It's been a long time since I've done much of anything. It's too valuable. I better leave it here. High school. Those were happier days. High school. Those were... I used to love movies about swashbucklers. They made me feel like I could be a hero. I used to love movies about swashbucklers. I've always kept my clothes in this chest instead of the closet. Nothing here fits me anymore. Strange. It's a sunny day, but it still feels gloomy. Strange. It's a sunny... My old turntable. You can't get records for it anymore since compact discs came out. This stereo stopped working when I was a senior. I never bothered to get it fixed. My old turntable. You can't get records for... I've been afraid of this closet ever since I was a little kid. I used to have nightmares about monsters coming out of it at night. This closet has been locked ever since I can remember. The key was lost a long time ago. My old bed is still comfortable after all these years. I'm not tired. smells good in here. Mom must be cooking something special. Mom always loved this drawing I made as a kid. Too bad she doesn't care as much about my writing. This picture has been on the refrigerator for years. I'm not about to take it down now. Here's a list of things Mom wants me to pick up at the store. I don't feel like doing any errands now. Maybe later. Mom's had this pukey avocado green refrigerator since the 70s. I'm not hungry now. Maybe I'll catch a bite in town later. Mom always kept the sink spotless. Mom has a rule against using the sink to wash your hands. Mom looks pretty good considering all she's been through. Mom looks pretty good considering all she's been through. A lot of good food came out of this stove. I better not get in Mom's way. Morning, Mom.
So it takes the sheriff to wake you up, Mike?
You know, you woke me up with all those pots banging.
Sorry, Mike, but it's time that you got up. The sun has been shining for hours.
Gosh, Mom, you treat me like I'm in high school again.
Well, then start acting your age. You came home to recover from your nervous breakdown, which is fine, but you've been here for a year now. When are you going back to your job?
Go easy on me. What I went through last year was far worse than anything you could imagine.
I've lost a husband and a sister to cancer. Your father left me no insurance money, and I have arthritis. You don't see me checking into a mental hospital with a nervous breakdown.
It wasn't a nervous breakdown. It was... You wouldn't understand.
I understand that you're always moping around and acting like a bum. Come on, Mike. Why don't you finish up that novel you were writing?
You're ashamed of me, aren't you?
No, son, I'm not ashamed of you. I just wish I knew what was bothering you. You were always full of energy and life. Since that nervous breakdown, all you do is stare at the walls.
I'm having a hard time getting motivated.
You know, Mike, you're late for your doctor appointment. You're never going to snap out of your depression unless you see the doctor. And after that, I'd like you to do some errands for me.
But I've got things to do today, Mom.
Like what? You don't do a damn thing around here anymore.
I'm starting to get a headache.
Well, that's what your medicine is for. You know where to find it.
By the way, Mom, thanks for taking care of me this past year.
I love you, Mike. I just want you to get well again.
Mom's had this pukey avocado green refrigerator since... Mom's had this pukey avocado green... Here's a list of things Mom wants. Here's a list of things Mom wants. I don't feel like doing any errands now. Mom's had this pukey avocado. I'm not hungry now. When I was a kid, my family used to gather here to watch television. These photos were taken when I was in high school. My father was alive then. Those were happier times. These photos were taken when I was in high. We bought this color TV in the early 70s. The picture tube isn't the greatest.
On giving hot lunches to the school children. In other parts of the country, law enforcement officials are still bewildered about the murder of local librarian Rita Scanlon last week after the high school reunion. When asked about potential suspects, Sheriff Willard Butler replied,
Michael, you and your kind are in grave danger once again. The ancients have returned. I am sending something to assist you. You must act quickly.
Warned that this is the second local death this year, and residents should always be alert. On the national news scene,
There's someone at the front door. There's someone at the front door. It's a ticket for a traveling carnival over in the park. This ticket will admit me to the traveling carnival in the park. I've fallen asleep on this old sofa many times watching The Late Show. I'm not tired. My father, rest his soul, sat here every night watching television. I miss him. My father, rest his soul. My father, rest his soul. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. Mom keeps all sorts of odds and ends in this cabinet. So this is where I left my camera. I'll bet there's some film inside. Mom keeps all sorts of odds and ends in this cabinet. My old 35mm camera. There's only one shot left on this roll. This bathroom always smells of Mom's perfume. Mom does a good job of keeping this bathtub clean. I think I'll skip a shower today. Bathing seems like such an effort lately. I look like hell. I look like hell. I look like hell. I look like hell. Mom hates it when I leave the toilet seat up, but it's my little way of rebelling against the system. No sense in flushing the toilet unless I have to. The damn thing always backs up. The reception on this TV breaks up at the worst times. I'm sure it's a plot cooked up by the cable company. Hey, that's Jack. He likes to think he's tough with that motorcycle and all, but he's about the only new friend I've made since I returned home.
Well, are you just gonna stand there gaping at me, Mikey boy, or are you gonna take a load off your feet?
What brings you here, Jack?
My motorcycle, dumbcoff. You need to have your ears checked. Actually, I stopped by because I saw the sheriff's patrol car drive off. I was worried about my favorite recovering mental case.
Don't joke about my nervous breakdown, Jack. I thought you were my friend.
Relax, Michael boy, relax. Geez, you must be under a lot of stress. They say your sense of humor is the first thing to go.
The sheriff thinks I murdered Rita.
Yeah, I know. I overheard Deputy Brown talking in the diner. You're the #1 suspect.
You overheard the deputy? That's great. Everyone must know by now.
It's a small town, people talk. But that could work to our advantage. I have a plan.
What should I do?
Not to worry, Mikey boy. I've been giving your situation some thought, and I think there are some things Sheriff Butler overlooked.
You know, Jack, I still can't remember what happened that night.
Nothing happened. You know that, and I know that.
It's hopeless. I feel like the biggest patsy since Oswald.
Don't worry, we'll get you out of this mess. Then we can party.
I'm too hungry to think right now, Jack. How about joining me at the diner?
I don't think I'm very welcome there. Not after that stunt I pulled with a jukebox. Let's meet here after you've done stuffing your face.
I've got an appointment with Dr. Sims soon. Let's get together afterwards.
You're seeing that, Quack? Don't waste your time with that head shrinker. Listen to your old pal Jack instead. Okay, we'll meet here after you're done with Dr. Sigmund Fraud.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for believing me.
Now, don't get all mushy on me. I'll meet you right here after your doctor's appointment. Until then, hang loose.
I can never decide whether to think of our front door as an entrance or an exit. Mom loves her flowers. The flowers are in full bloom. This leads to the center of town. When I was a kid, I used to sit on this bench and watch the people go by. But these days, nobody seems to walk the sidewalks. I'm not tired. Even though I grew up in this town, I still find that a map helps me get to places quickly. A carnival has set up here in the park. Hank's Diner and the pool hall are on this street. This is the business district where Dr. Sims' office is. This is the Civic Center. This is the neighborhood where my house is. Hank's diner in the pool hall next door played a large part in my teenage years. I took Rita to the diner on... Funny, no one ever called it Hank's. It was always the diner. Hank opened his diner in the early 50s. It hasn't changed one bit since then. I used to hang out in the pool hall with the tough kids once in a while. I thought I was cool. There's Jimmy Gardner and Melissa Fleming. Jimmy's the type of loser I'd expect to see in a place like this. But it's surprising to find the mayor's wife here. Melissa used to be a cheerleader in high school, but since becoming a 3-pack-a-day smoker, she isn't as cute anymore. Jimmy went to high school with me. He was a straight-A student and football star, but he dropped out and became a loser. We were friends then, but certainly aren't now. They always keep a good supply of cue sticks here. I was never much of a pool player. I just liked the atmosphere of this place. With the smoke and low lights, it gave me a feeling of solitude that was hard to find somewhere else. Hey, remember me? I'm Mike Dawson. It's been a long time.
Not long enough to suit me.
But we used to be friends back in high school. You, me, Jimmy, Rita.
Used to be. Any friend of Rita's no friend of mine.
When did you take up smoking? Don't you know it's bad for your health?
Yeah? Well, there's lots of things that are bad for your health.
So what are you doing here in the pool hall? Seeing Jimmy?
What are you insinuating? I'm a married woman, I'll have you know. I just came in here for a smoke.
Well, you did used to date Jimmy back when you were a cheerleader.
That was a long time ago. We're not the same people we were in high school, you know.
I heard that you married Mayor Fleming. He used to be my dad's partner, you know.
Oh, please don't give me that. He's old enough to be my father routine. I've heard it all.
Poor Rita. It's a shame what happened to her.
Poor Rita? That little tramp had it coming to her.
How can you say such things about Rita?
Forget it, Dawson. Forget I even said it. Now buzz off.
Hi, Melissa. Have you got time to talk?
Well, well, well. Look what the cat dragged in.
Just how well did you know Rita?
Not as well as some other people. Now stop bothering me.
Melissa, I've got to talk to you.
Get lost, Dawson.
Poor Rita. It's a shame what happened to her.
Poor Rita? That little tramp had it coming to her.
What do you mean?
Just ask around. talk to the sheriff or Doc Larson. Of course, it's too late to talk to poor old Mr. Ramirez.
What do you know about Rita and Mr. Ramirez?
Nothing. And you don't know anything either. Now beat it.
Melissa, I've got to talk to you.
Get lost, Dawson.
Poor Rita.
Poor Rita?
Why all this nasty talk about Rita?
Ask around, Dawson. Just ask around.
Hi, Jimmy. Long time no see.
Well, well, it's Mr. Big Shot Ryder. What brings you down to this part of town? Slumming?
How about a game of pool?
Cut the crap, Dawson. We might have been friends once, but that was a long time ago.
What happened to you? You were a straight-A student until you dropped out.
I guess I'm just the town's bad seed. You went off to college and joined the establishment. I stayed here and became a statistic.
We were friends in high school. Why are you so angry with me now?
Let's just say that you and I don't share the same interests anymore.
I hear that your interests these days aren't exactly on the up and up.
So what? There's a lot going on in this town that ain't exactly on the up and up.
You're a real tough guy now, aren't you, Jimmy?
You got that right, chump. I'm the local wise guy, so stay out of my way.
Tell me, Jimmy, how come the sheriff leaves you alone?
That's easy in this town. That flatfoot doesn't know his butt from an armadillo, but I got the goods on him. He doesn't bother me.
What do you know about Sheriff Butler?
I know he's down here trying to get away from what happened in Dallas. Yeah, he's a real champion of justice, all right.
Maybe I should go.
Yeah, get out before I throw you out.
Listen up, Gardner. I've got some questions to ask you.
Look, will you get off my back, Dawson?
Maybe I should go.
Yeah, get out before I throw you out.
The mayor campaigned on how he was going to rid our streets of the homeless, but I guess they just got driven into sheds like this. Another evil that's been hidden but still exists. Some archaeologists believe that to truly understand a culture, you should examine its trash. I found an old coat hanger. This might be useful. I once read a story about how a thief used a wire to open a lock. This coat hanger is rusty and bent. Nothing good ever seems to last. It's hard to believe that someone could live in this dilapidated old shed. Some kind of stew is cooking on the stove. I'm not sure what's in it, but it smells good. Some kind of stew is cooking on the stove. Some kind of stew is cooking on the stove. This is the most bizarre collection of junk I've ever seen. There's nothing here I can use. This is the most bizarre collection. This is the most bizarre collection of... There's nothing here I can use. There's nothing here I can use. I shouldn't take someone else's supper. Besides, I don't have much of an appetite these days. Hank's Diner isn't the swinging place it used to be, but Hank still does enough business to keep the place going. This jukebox is loaded with tunes from the 50s. Rita and I used to dance to some of them. None of these songs is worth spending a quarter on. I don't seem to be as interested in music as I once was. At one time, these booths were always full of people. I always preferred to sit at the counter so that I could talk to Hank while I was eating. No one can make an ice cream soda as good as Hank's. Any flavor you want. Hank must be in his 50s now. He opened the diner when he was out of high school. The one entrepreneur of this town. Any flavor you want. Hank must be in his 50s now. He opened the diner when he was out of high school. The one entrepreneur of this town. Any flavor you want. How's it going, Hank?
My back's been acting up, but otherwise not too bad. How are you, Mike?
I'm still bummed out about what happened last week.
Rita was a real pretty girl. I remember you two sipping your sodas and holding hands under the table when you were kids.
Who do you think murdered Rita?
Oh, I can't imagine it was anyone from around here. But he's one sick dude, whoever he is.
Sick? Murder isn't a disease. It's evil.
Relax, Mike. It's just a figure of speech. I don't think anyone's going to show the killer any compassion when they catch up with him.
Have you heard any more about the investigation?
Deputy Brown stopped by to get some coffee and donuts on his way to Rita's place. He was saying that the FBI might be called in. Doc Larson was telling us some pretty grisly stuff.
I heard about the FBI from the sheriff.
Say, Mike, weren't you with Rita the night she was killed?
I can't remember about that night, Hank. It's these headaches.
Mike, you and I go way back. As a friend, I'm telling you that you better start remembering quick. Deputy Brown was saying that the sheriff doesn't want to waste any time on this case.
Rita was my date to the high school reunion.
Well, what happened? She got killed in the park near the Ramirez mansion. Didn't you walk her home?
I'm seeing Dr. Sims in a short while. Maybe he can jog my memory.
Don't waste your money on head shrinkers, Mike. Whenever I forget something, I just retrace my steps.
What did Doc Larson have to say?
He wouldn't go into any details because he wants to keep certain things from the public. I haven't seen Doc Larson so excited since that other murder.
What other murder?
Old man Ramirez. He died in a fire a few weeks back and left his wife a very rich widow. Funny how Rita died so close to his house.
I don't see anything funny about Rita's death.
Sorry, Mike. I forgot that you two were friends. It's just that Rita and Ramirez were, well, friends. Some folks saw them walking in the park together and holding hands.
I don't believe it. Rita wouldn't fool around with a married man.
You're right. It's just gossip. Forget I ever said anything.
Rita was murdered in a public park. How could they keep any details secret?
Doc Larson had her body moved to the morgue before dawn. Deputy Brown said the sheriff wasn't too happy about that. Didn't give him much of a chance to examine the crime scene first.
I lost my appetite.
You don't look well, Mike. Why don't you go out for a walk? Nice day for it.
I think I'll just do that, Hank. See you later.
Take care, Mike.
How's it going, Hank?
Back so soon, Mike? I thought you were going out for a walk.
I wasn't I? I don't know whether I'm coming or going anymore.
You need to take it easy, Mike. Why don't you go visit that carnival in the park? Get your mind off things.
All right. I can take a hint. See you later, Hank.
Take care, Mike.
This jukebox is loaded with tunes from the 50s. The carnival has been set up here in the park for more than a week now. I wonder when it's going to finally open. They're not selling tickets yet. I guess I might as well go home and watch television. I see some carnival people working behind the gate. It looks like they're going to open up soon. Maybe I'll stop by after my appointment with Dr. Sims. The gate is locked up tight. It would be tough to break in and get a sneak preview of the carnival. I guess I'll have to wait until it opens. I never was any good at picking locks. Oh my God! This is where Rita was murdered. They're empty. They must have emptied the trash earlier. Rita and I used to have picnics here when we were in high school. I'm not tired. They're empty. They must have emptied the trash earlier. Rita, who could have done this to you? Who's there? Who are you?
My name's Slim. You're Mr. Dawson, aren't you? The one they think murdered Rita Scanlon?
My name is Mike Dawson, but I didn't murder Rita.
I know. A voice told me that you were innocent. You don't think that's strange, do you? Hearing voices in your head?
No, I don't think that's strange at all. I've been hearing voices myself.
I knew that people had you all wrong, Mr. Dawson. You and me, we belong to a much larger world. One that most people couldn't begin to fathom.
You're right. No one believes some of the things I've seen and heard. Why are you wearing that getup?
I'll have you know that I'm wearing the uniform of protection.
Uniform of protection? What's that?
It designates me as the protector of this town and endows me with special powers.
What sort of powers does your uniform give you?
This uniform renders me invulnerable. When I wear it, nothing can harm me. Well, nothing except for a little poison ivy every now and then.
Where did you get this uniform of protection?
A woman delivered it to me. A very wise and noble woman.
You're referring to the Keeper of the Scrolls, aren't you?
No. Eleanor, my mail carrier, delivered it to me. She's some cutie, let me tell you. The uniform came out of a catalog.
What do you protect the town from?
There are dark forces at work. An evil power is lurking in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity to hatch its latest plot.
I know exactly what you mean. I felt the same way for over a year.
Feeling isn't enough, Mr. Dawson. You've got to act. It's my duty to put a stop to their plans. Stop them before they take over the entire world.
Why are you hiding in the bushes?
I'm checking out the murder site. The criminal always leaves a clue at the scene of the crime.
I don't know what you hope to find here. The sheriff must have gone over this place with a fine-tooth comb.
The sheriff? Don't make me laugh. That buffoon couldn't solve a jigsaw puzzle. He has no conception of the significance of this crime.
Did you know Rita?
I knew Miss Scanlon was the town librarian. At least that's what she claimed. But I have my suspicions about her.
What was suspicious about Rita?
She was involved with something. Something unclean. I haven't figured out what it is yet, but when I do, it will expose the evil lurking under this town.
You seem to be the only one who really understands what is going on. Who do you think killed Rita?
I think she was murdered by aliens from another dimension.
You know about the ancients. So the Keeper of the Scrolls was right. They were involved with Rita's death.
Of course it was the ancients. Who else could have committed such a horrible crime? It had to be the ancients.
Finally, someone else who knows about the dark world. I can't even confide in my mother or my best friend about this. I'm so glad I met you, Slim.
Or it might have been OJ working in cahoots with the Trilateral Commission, I'll betcha. Then again, it could have been the International Communist Conspiracy. This looks like their handiwork.
I've got to go now.
Wait. Before you leave, I did find something the sheriff overlooked. It's a ticket stub to last week's high school reunion.
Where did you find this ticket?
It was lying underneath the bushes. Miss Scanlon must have dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Do you mind if I have the ticket, Slim? I don't have many mementos of Rita.
Take it, Mr. Dawson. It's not much of a clue, and besides, I've got theories about a hired hitman and a satanic cult to follow up on. Don't worry, I'll find Rita's murderer and prove your innocence.
Gee, thanks, Slim. That makes me feel a lot better.
Glad to have your vote of confidence, Mr. Dawson. Well, I've got some investigating to do. Oh, by the way, I live out behind the pool hall if you need to get in touch with me.
There's no one here. Rita's ticket stub to the high school reunion is the only memento I have of her. Rita, who could have done this to you? I haven't been past the Ramirez Mansion in a long time. It's one of the town's oldest landmarks. Mrs. Ramirez is obviously a God-fearing woman, and she wants everyone to know it, too. I don't see anyone inside. Mrs. Ramirez is obviously a God-fearing woman, and she wants it. Hello, Mrs. Ramirez. I'm Mike Dawson. I grew up in this town.
Did you? Well, what do you want?
I couldn't help but notice all the religious icons you have.
Yes, they ward off the evil that is running amok here in Crowley. This town used to be a God-fearing community. But now I don't dare to leave my house except to go to church.
I was just admiring your house.
It is lovely, isn't it? It's over a century old. At one time, it was the only building around here for miles.
So your family's been here a long time?
My late husband's family, actually. But they're all dead and gone. It's just me now.
You must get lonely sometimes.
Nonsense. I have my church, my books, and I have my money.
It must cost a lot to insure a place like this. My dad used to be in the insurance business.
I'm sorry to hear that. Those insurance people are godless swine, worshipping nothing but the almighty dollar. Why, they even tried to cheat me out of my husband's life insurance. I finally had to take them to court, but I won.
Why do you think the town is corrupted by evil?
Why, just stroll along the street, and you will find vice and decadence behind every door. The church is our only hope for salvation. You do attend church, don't you?
No, I stopped going about a year ago.
You should go to church every Sunday, at least. And more often than that, when possible. There are dark forces at work here, and your soul must be fortified to resist temptation.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramirez. I appreciate your time.
God be with you, young man.
Mrs. Ramirez is obviously a God-fearing woman, and she wants... I don't see anyone inside. I have a splitting headache. I better go see Dr. Sims. This is the business district where Dr. Sims' office is. This is the Civic Center. I've been finding reasons to avoid going to Dr. Sims' office during the past week. Rita used to live just around the corner. Dr. Sims is in his office. I hope he can get rid of this splitting headache. This sign says that the hardware store will be closed for the next 2 weeks. Paul Cooper took over the hardware store about a year ago. He lives right around the corner, across the street from Rita. There's Paul Cooper. For a guy who runs a hardware store, he doesn't keep his house in very good shape. Nice lawn, though. This door looks like the only way to enter the house. Lawn furniture on the roof? That's just too bizarre. Lawn furniture on the roof? This ladder looks sturdy. This ladder looks sturdy, but looks can be deceiving. This must be a tool shed. Strange that it's built near the front of the house. Paul's hose is attached to this faucet. The faucet's stuck. I can't turn it off with my bare hands. I've never seen anyone take watering their lawn so seriously. I'm not climbing up there. I'm afraid of heights. It's locked. Paul watering right in front of it. Hi, Mr. Cooper. I'm Mike Dawson. Remember me?
Sure, Mike. I remember you.
Paul, why is there lawn furniture on your roof?
I had to move it out of the way. Didn't want it to get rusty with the watering and all.
Good luck with your watering, Paul. I'm taking off.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Mike. Thanks for dropping by.
Still watering your lawn, Paul?
Yes, the grass is real thirsty. Can't seem to get enough water. What's up?
So how's the hardware store business?
Great. I've given myself a vacation for the first time in about 3 years. The store is closed right now. I'm just going to relax and water my lawn for the next week or two.
Does your lawn need that much water?
It's dry. It's always dry. Gotta get it ready. You know how it is. It's nice to have a pretty lawn. I'll have a big water bill, but I don't care. As long as it keeps pumping, I'll keep watering.
Say, Paul, how much longer are you going to water your lawn?
Well, the water bill's paid up
Has
until
your
the end of the
controller
month.
been disconnected?
So I figure I can keep watering at least until then. Unless, of course, the end of the world comes or something.
This is getting too weird for me. Catch you later, Paul.
Bye-bye, Mike. Watch where you step now.
Hi, Paul. Sorry to bother you again.
No problem, Mike. What's up?
I keep wandering back to Rita's old neighborhood.
You must miss her.
We went to high school together a few years back.
Yes? I didn't really know her back then. She moved in over there about 8 years ago, but I didn't talk to her much.
Pretty terrible news about the murder.
It certainly was. The second murder this year. I don't know what's going on in this town anymore.
What do you know about a second murder?
Old man Ramirez died in a fire. Some say it was an accident, but I think he was done in. A real shame. He was a steady customer at the hardware store. Liked to read, too.
Do you know of anything else strange going on in town?
No. Why do you ask? Nothing ever happens here. The town is full of cobwebs and stagnation. It needs a good cleansing. Until the murders, the place was just too quiet.
Why do you say the town's too quiet?
It was as if the town was waiting for a messenger or something. So I'll water the lawn and get it ready. I want to have a nice lawn ready for the messenger when he comes.
Good luck with your watering, Paul. I'm taking off.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Mike. Thanks for dropping by.
Still watering your lawn, Paul?
Yes. The grass is real thirsty. Can't seem to get enough water. What's up?
I keep wandering back to Rita's old neighborhood.
You must miss her.
I can't imagine who might have killed her.
I hope they're talking to that hoodlum Jimmy Gardner. I saw him loitering outside of Rita's house that night.
Well, I just stopped by to say hi. Take care. See ya.
All right, Mike. Take it easy. I gotta get this lawn watered.
Hi, Paul. Sorry to bother you again.
No problem, Mike. What's up?
Paul, what was that you were saying about Jimmy earlier?
He was hanging around Rita's house the night of the high school reunion, like he was waiting for her.
I keep wandering back to Rita's old neighborhood.
You must miss her.
Say, Paul, how much longer are you going to water your lawn?
Well, the water bill's paid up until...
I think I have to leave now. You take real good care of yourself, Paul.
Take care of yourself, Mike.
The faucet's stuck. I can't turn it off with my bare hands. Why is the deputy standing guard in front of Rita's house? She wasn't killed at home. There must be some evidence inside that the police are protecting. Get inside to snoop around. Deputy Brown looks like he's taking his guard duty seriously. I don't think he's going to let anyone inside. Hi, Deputy Brown. What's new?
Oh, hello, Mike. What are you doing here?
I heard you were unhappy with the way this case is being handled.
Yeah, but it's an election year. What do you expect?
What has the election got to do with it?
Mayor Fleming's up for re-election, and I suppose he doesn't want any unsolved murder cases around. That's why he called in the FBI. Doesn't trust us good old boys to do a proper job, I guess.
You look like you're on guard duty.
I'm keeping watch over Rita Scanlon's house.
A week after the murder?
I'm just following orders, Mike. I'm not supposed to let anyone in. We've had problems with vandalism before.
What for? What's in there?
Not a thing. But we need to keep Rita's house intact until the FBI comes. They'll want to go over it with a fine-tooth comb.
When's your shift over?
Who knows? We've been working overtime at the sheriff's office ever since the body was discovered. This case is being given top priority. Unless there's an emergency or something, I have to stay put.
So how's the murder investigation going?
Come on, Mike. You know I shouldn't be talking to you about that. Go on now, let me do my job.
Is it okay if we talk, Deputy?
No, it's not okay if we talk. You could get me in big trouble if Sheriff Butler saw me talking to you.
So how's the murder investigation going?
Come on, Mike. You know...
I can't get inside while the deputy is standing guard. I can't get inside while the deputy... Deputy Brown looks like he's taking his guard duty seriously. Hi, Paul. Sorry to...
No problem.
Say, Paul,
Well,
good luck with your watering, Paul.
okay.
This sign says that the hardware store will be closed for the next 2 weeks. I never was any good at picking locks. I have a splitting headache. I better go see Dr. Sims. The Civic Center. We used to joke about the sheriff's office, courthouse, and morgue all being next door to each other. First they tie 'em, then they try 'em, then they fry 'em. It wasn't too long ago that payphones only cost a dime to use. Now they cost 20 cents, and the phone company pockets the change if you put in a quarter. I wonder how Mom is doing.
Please deposit 20 cents.
Maybe I can get the sheriff out of his office.
Please deposit 20 cents.
I've got to talk to Dr. Sims.
Please deposit 20 cents.
I can't resist calling Rita's house.
Please deposit 20 cents.
I don't see anyone inside. I wonder why a morgue would have a waiting room. Who would sit in a morgue and read magazines? I don't have time to sit and read magazines. The sign says, authorized personnel only. I don't see anyone inside. I don't get it. Why would a morgue have a ticket dispenser? I don't need a ticket. There's no one else here. One of those daytime talk shows must be on. Looks like the topic is serial killers. I'd like to turn up the sound, but the controls are out of reach. No one's there. It's locked. The sign says authorized. The sign says authorized. There's no keyhole in the doorknob. The courthouse is normally open at this time, but this sign says there's some kind of closed door session being held today. It's locked. I never was any good at picking locks. I see the sheriff inside. His fat butt is planted right behind his desk. Andy and Barney would be right at home here. But this ain't Mayberry, and unless I can get the sheriff off my back... It's a slow day at the jail, but if I don't solve the murder soon, business might pick up. I wouldn't be surprised to find something inside this filing cabinet linking Sheriff Butler to the dark world.
Keep your nose out of those files, Dawson. If you want to see the inside of a cell so badly, Dawson, just give me an excuse to lock you up.
I always thought of myself as a liberal, but the thought of only the police having firearms frightens me.
Oh, don't even think about taking one of those rifles, Dawson.
Reading a girly magazine. What a slime ball. The police in Woodland Hills were under the Ancients' control. I wonder if they've seized control of Sheriff Butler, too. I bet the sheriff has all sorts of dirty little secrets hidden in his desk. Too bad the sheriff's belly is blocking the drawer. Too bad the sheriff's belly is blocking the drawer. Reading a girly magazine. What a... Hi, Sheriff. I just came in to get out of the heat.
Dawson, I was hoping that you'd show up.
You're in your office on weekends too, huh?
That's right, Dawson. I'm a dedicated public servant. I'm gonna stay right here until we get that murder solved. Unless there's an emergency, of course.
Well, I think I'll be going now.
You know, Dawson, sooner or later you're gonna make a mistake. And then I'm gonna lock you up for the rest of your natural life.
I have a splitting headache. I better go see Dr. Sims. Dr. Sims is in his office. I hope he can get rid of this splitting headache.
Make yourself comfortable, Mike. I've been...
I'm still having trouble remembering things.
This is to be expected. You're still recovering from a nervous breakdown. The murder last week has further exacerbated the problem.
Why can't I remember what happened at the reunion?
It's always a shock to learn a friend has been killed. And you were the last one to see Rita alive, right? The human mind tends to block out painful memories.
I just wish I could remember more about what happened that night.
Don't worry, Mike. The memories will come back in time.
Sheriff Butler suspects me of Rita's murder.
Yes, the sheriff was in here asking about you. I told him I didn't think you were capable of such an act.
I have an awful headache, Doctor.
Have you been taking your medicine?
The medicine doesn't work. Can't we try something else?
We could try hypnosis. It's proven effective with many of my patients. You may experience some unsettling dreams, but it might also help your memory.
I think it's happening all over again.
Have you been having more of your dark world experiences?
Voices from the dark world have contacted me.
I see.
I've been dreaming about the dark world again. I've seen Rita in my dreams, too.
That's good. Perhaps it's a sign your repressed memories will resurface soon.
I may be going back there, and soon.
Yes, of course, Mike. But I really can't approve of you entertaining these fantasies. We need to work on your memory of events as they really are.
You know, what happened last year wasn't a hallucination. It was real.
Or so you believe, Mike. It isn't all that uncommon for people to suffer delusions of alternate universes, even things as bizarre as aliens implanting embryos in human brains.
But Dr. Sims, everything I told you is true.
Yes, of course. But tell me, what does your friend Jack think of all this?
I trust Jack, but I don't tell him everything.
Well, from what you've told me about this Jack, I don't think he's a very positive influence on you. My advice would be to steer clear of him. Try not to associate with him so much.
Jack's the only friend I've got.
Nonetheless, I think he's a bad influence. I want you to think about severing your relationship with him.
I do want to get better, but the thought of being hypnotized frightens me.
Mike, I know that the thought of losing control over your mind terrifies you, but I believe hypnotism will be of benefit in your case. Why don't we give it a try?
I'm feeling much better, Doctor. I don't think I need to see you anymore.
I disagree, Mike. I know you're frustrated with the slow progress, but these things take time. But perhaps some hypnotherapy will speed up your recovery.
All right. You've convinced me. Hypnotize me.
You're feeling sleepy. You feel like you're drifting on a cloud, on a rubber raft at the swimming pool. All is calm, all is quiet. You are sleepy.
I feel so dizzy. This reunion banquet is giving me a headache. I need some fresh air.
You always need fresh air, Mike. I swear, I don't know what's happened to you since you've moved away from here. And frankly, I don't like it.
Come on, Rita. Give me a break. You know I've been sick?
Sick of people, you mean? You've become such a loner, Mike. You never want to go anywhere where there's people. You don't even want to visit any of my friends.
Not your reading group again. Always busy doing stuff for the library. You never have any time to spend alone with me anymore. Why can't it be like it was when we were in high school?
People change, Mike, but I don't care for the change that's come over you. You're drunk. I'll see you later. I have a friend to see.
Fine. Just walk away. I hope the boogeyman gets you. Whew. Why am I so dizzy? I bet the punch is spiked.
Is someone there? Don't play games. Mike? Is that you? Ah!
Mike? Are you awake? How's your headache now?
What a bizarre dream.
What did you dream about?
I was back in the dark world. It was so strange.
The dark world again, huh? It probably represents what you consider evil, an internal conflict, perhaps.
I dreamed about Rita. We were back at the reunion. We were arguing.
Perhaps it's a symbol of trying to resolve your inner turmoil. That's a good sign. Can you remember what you argued about?
Just a little. It all seems so fuzzy.
A common occurrence. Don't let it worry you.
I was wrong about this hypnosis stuff. I'd like to do it some more.
I'm glad it's working for you, Mike, but it looks like our time is up. If the headache comes back, we'll try more hypnosis.
Can't we talk some more? I think we're really onto something.
I'm sorry, Mike, but I have another appointment coming up. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
I can't go back and see Dr. Sims again so soon. He'll think I'm dependent on him or something, which I'm not. I can handle things by myself. I can't go back and see Dr. Sims again. It's about time the carnival opened. I'll bet they were just trying to build up the public's curiosity so they'll attract more customers.
That's one fucking nice kitty right there.
Welcome to the horror shop!
Take heed and bear witness to the truths that lie herein.